Hey folks, hey, great afternoon. This is Wesley Virgin here. Hey, welcome to the Sunday mindset message here. I go live every single Sunday, basically to give you the message for the week, to start your week off productive so we don't waste another week, okay? It's important for us to, and I've been doing this for the last decade. I don't start my week before I have already created the week, which means I spend time on the weekend, on Sundays, very specifically planning out, creating the week in my mind, not on paper, okay? I don't believe in tasks and writing things down such as I got to do this, and this. I have learned how to create and formulate those things in my mind to have a vision of how I want the week to look like here. But this Sunday, today, I have something special for you here. Give me a second here. We're going to talk about the one mental shift that took me from broke to 8 figures a year. And this is applicable for 7 figures as well. And to be very honest with you, when I was stuck at 5 figures for a very long time, and then I went to 6 figures, and then 7 figures and 8 figures. And every comma that I introduced into my bank account, this one mental shift has worked. And now I want to share with you. Is that cool? So go ahead and share your names below. Let me give you a shout out. This is live. I do this podcast every Sunday. This is the Sunday Mindset Message, which is different from my Millionaire Midnight Rants that happen at 12 o'clock midnight on my Instagram account. Every night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. I'm live, okay, to give you the opportunity to pick my brain, ask questions about success. I'm Wesley Virgin. I'm worth about plus $30 million. This year we should do $100 million in sales. I'm in the digital marketing space, in a real estate space. I'm in a lot of spaces, okay, but the space that I'm just more proud of is that I'm in the space of freedom, okay? I'm just in the space of freedom, which means I just have the freedom to do what I want to do whenever I want to do it. And that's the position that I would like you to consider as well. Freedom. Okay. Come at the word freedom. Freedom. So if you're thinking, why should I listen to you? Well, this is why. Okay. Because of the freedom here. So, hey, Erica, how are you? We got Lucy, Stefan, how are you? And yes, this is the black screen, Marco. Yes, you're seeing the right thing at the right time. You know what? If we get 100 people on here, I'll take my remote and I'll raise my blackout shades here so you can see Houston, Texas. But that's up to you. If you share and like this out right now, then we'll get 100 people and I'll raise these shades for you here. Hey, Tamar, how are you? The sales wizard, Darren, how are you? Darius, suddenly Tiffany, how are you? Mini Skin, how are you? Let's go. John, last name Hood. Okay. Happy Easter. Forget about Easter. Let's make some money. Same. How are you? Erica, happy Resurrection Day. Okay. Sweden is in the house. How are you? Good morning. Great afternoon. Let's go. Alexander, Ron, Danny, how are you? Whoa. Let's go, Sonia. Let's go. Listen, check this out. Okay. I'm going to drop some gems here this afternoon, so you're going to really want to listen close. Listen up. You know, the most profound shift that I've ever made in business, money-wise, was going from 6 figures to 7 figures. And let me be very honest with you. The 6 to 7 figure transition is very difficult. Okay? Like, it's extremely hard. And it's hard, man. It really is. It's hard. And I'm going to tell you why. And this is going to be the shift. This is what the mental shift that I did that allowed me to do it. I had to realize, and this is from reading a ton of books. So at the age of 29, 30, I read about 100 different books of self-development, psychology, human behavior, and belief systems. And I wanted to understand why I couldn't cross that 6 to 7 figure barrier, right? It's like I knew how to make six figures. I knew how to make six figures with a job. I was a computer engineer for 10 years. So I made like $250,000. Okay. That was just easy work for me, honestly. Not trying to brag, but it was just easy for me to make that type of money working for people. But to make seven figures, then that was another ball game. And I didn't understand why until I continued to self-educate myself and kept reading books. And what I realized was my belief structure, okay, the way that I believed, okay, it wasn't aligned with seven-figure type people. The thing is, when I was working for, it was a company called, it's an oil company here in Houston, Texas called Marathon Oil. Like I was around a lot of people that made six figures. I was around a lot of people that made 200,000, 100,000 a year. It was just normal for me. So it wasn't like a big deal because I was around those type of people. But I wanted seven figures. So I realized, and this is what you're going to realize as well, I didn't believe that I can make seven figures. Now, even though I may say, like, if I ask all of you, do you believe that you can make seven figures per year? You may say yes. Do you believe you can make eight figures per year? You may say yes. But saying yes and what's actually in your belief system, well, they may contradict each other, okay? And that's what was happening to me. Like I felt and believed that I had the confidence to do it, right? I believe that I can do it. But just because I said that I believed didn't mean that I actually believed. And I think that's where a lot of you are stuck. You know, you think just by saying words, which is important, you think that's enough. You say, oh, I believe I'm going to be a millionaire. I believe my business is going to make $1 billion. I believe I'm going to be a successful YouTuber, a successful streamer. But yeah, it doesn't work like that. So the more I researched, the more I read, I realized something. That for my belief systems to change, this is the shift here. I just had to put myself in the environment of seven-figure people. Okay? Like when I did that, I made seven figures like almost immediately. I made eight figures almost immediately. Almost by default. Like I'm not realizing this until, like I realized this a couple of weeks ago. You know, I thought, because I'm always thinking about you, because I know a lot of you are struggling financially. Or some of you may not be struggling financially, but you want to make more money. Or maybe you're making money, but you're working very, very hard to make the money. And you want to make the money differently, right? And there are opportunities for you to do that. And so I realized, listen, please, that I had to just change the environment a little bit. Because if I go back, if I think about when I was a computer engineer working for Marathon Oil, everybody that worked for Marathon Oil, almost all these folks in my department made six figures. Like it was normal to make 100,000 a year. It wasn't nothing. Like I was in my 20s making $100,000 a year. It's just was normal, okay? Because I was around those type of people. I was around the people that made 100,000. I was going to lunch with people that made 100,000 a year. I was hanging out with people that made $100,000 a year. I was drinking and partying with people that made $100,000 a year. So it was common for me. Okay? But when I wanted to make seven figures, let me tell you what changed everything for me. I'll never forget this. And I think I've told this story before. I got involved with a mastermind on the internet, and it was $1,000 a month. And I just did it because I was just back against the wall. And I said, man, something had to change. I need some money and I want seven figures. I need money and I want it now. And I want more of it, right? Because I just wanted that lifestyle. You know what I mean? The lifestyle where I can fly around the world, buy cars, whatever. But I wanted that. Okay. So I was on this mastermind and I remember the guy, his name was Craig. And Craig told me this, we would have a weekly meeting, every single meeting. Now, I'm like maybe 30, 31 years old at this time. And I'm trying to understand and learn how to be a digital marketer, how to make money on the internet. Okay, I was desperate. So I said, let me pay $1,000 a month because before 2 years ago, I left my job. I quit my job And I was trying so many different companies, so many different businesses, reading so many different books. I just felt stuck. So I said, you know what? Let me pay $1,000 a month. I don't have this money, but let me just pay this amount of money, because the average person is not going to pay $1,000 every single month to go through virtual training. Like, the training wasn't even like live. I didn't see this person. I didn't meet this person. It was on the computer. And let me share something with you that, man, like, looking back, that was a game changer for me. It's the reason why I'm worth so much money today. Check it out. Craig told me this, because I was complaining to Craig. I'm going to be very honest with you, very transparent. I was complaining to Craig. I said, Craig, man, I need affiliates for my offer. I have an offer on the internet. I'm trying to sell this 7-day fitness stuff. And you know, I don't know. People are not responding to my email. I'm emailing people, DMing people to promote my stuff to buy, but no one's responding. How do you get affiliates? How does that work? And let me tell you what this man told me. Okay. At that time, I think he was like 40 plus years old. He said, Wesley, this is exactly how he said it. Wesley, you need to get off your ass and go where these people exist. You can't expect people to respond to your email just because you have an offer on the internet and you want them to mail for it. They don't know you. Who are you, Wes? You're nobody right now. This is what he told me. You're nobody right now. There are millions of people that have millions of offers every single week trying to reach out to people who are doing very well on the internet. You have to go to the events, introduce yourself, and build relationships. This is what he told me. He said, 2, another thing, you're at your house, right? Trying to find and trying to figure out how to make money, right? I said, yeah. Listen, you have to get around the belief system. Your belief system in Houston, Texas is completely different from the belief system of people who are making 7, 8, and 9 figures per year. Okay? You're not making any money with your offer right now, right? Wes, how much money you made last month with your offer? I said, less than $1,000. Exactly. How much money did you make the previous month? Less than $1,000. Exactly. He said, it's not your work ethic, Mr. Virgin. It's not that you're not willing and you're not confident. You're not around the right belief system. Okay? You need to go to events, go to seminars to be around the right belief system. Because your belief system has not changed. Okay? And it blew my mind, man. I was like, oof. And I'll never forget this. I remember I was reaching out to a guy. His name is Tyler. And Tyler allowed me to write some blog posts for him. And so I was writing blog posts. At that time, like now, I'm a great writer. I know how to write if I want to, right? I write very well. And I know how to write to make people, like, do anything, honestly. I used to have a boot camp in Houston, Texas. The only reason why I had 200 people, because I would write an email after the boot camp was over, and then I would write an email right before the boot camp start that would make people feel guilty, so they had to show up. So I had one of the largest boot camps in Houston, Texas, because of my writing ability in emails. So he allowed me to do it. I wrote a great email for him. He said, oh, man, I love your email. It was amazing. And then one day I said, man, I'm in my bed. I'll never forget this. I'm in an air mattress. I'm staying in Sage Apartments in Houston, Texas. True story. Look it up. And I sporadically emailed Tyler. Say, hey, Tyler, man, how you doing? What's been going on? He emails me back and said, oh, I'm doing well, man. He said, hey, man, you not in San Diego? I said, San Diego? I said, what's going on there? He said, it's the TT Summit. It's an internet event for trainers that are trying to convert or transition from, just conventional training to online. And I said, really? I said, man, yeah, you need to be here. I freaking booked a ticket that night, and I was on the first plane in the morning to San Diego, California. True story. Because I remember what Craig told me. Craig said you need to go to events. At that time, I didn't know what events to go to. Okay? I didn't know. I was still learning. And Tyler said you need to be here. I got on a flight. Okay? There's an interview with me and Tyler on the internet right now that talks about this story. And this is maybe like 15 years ago, right? I got on a flight, and that's when I first met Tyler for the first time. Tyler was making like $900,000 a year. And then I met some other people. They were making $1 million a year. I mean, I was just meeting all these people, and I was excited because it increased my belief system. Okay. It just made me feel that it's possible. See, what a lot of you don't realize, that if you're not around the people where it's possible, you're not around people that are earning the amount of money that you want to earn. It's so hard. I'm not saying that you won't make more money or you won't grow, but it's very difficult because it's like you're trying to motivate yourself and keep yourself enthusiastic and encouraged and like all the time, and say trying to get yourself motivated. And it's very difficult because at the same time that you're trying to keep yourself motivated, you're still dealing with Pooky and Ray, which are your friends and family and cousins and aunts and girlfriend and boyfriend that's talking about that's not realistic. They're talking about you still doing the same thing. You need to just get a job. Man, you're just wasting your money here. What are you doing? Your head is in the sky. And you have these contradictory messages. You have messages that are reinforcing your current beliefs, right? And your current beliefs, unfortunately, is just like you're not good enough, or it's hard, or it's taking too long. But that's what the main population of people say. And that's what your friends, family, and say. They're very impatient people. Can I get an amen? So if you have impatient people around you about anything, not just about money, they can be impatient about they're not losing enough weight. They can be impatient because they haven't gotten a promotion at their job. They can be impatient because they're still sick and they're taking all this medication, right? But you're around just impatient people. What I want you to understand is being around impatient people make you impatient about everything. Okay? So, listen, when I went to that seminar, when I went to that event, man, I met the event owner, the guy that runs the event. I think his name is Bedros, and he had created this empire. He had all these, it was just remarkable. It was like another world. And let me tell you something. I went home thinking that's exactly what I needed, because I met so many people. I shook so many hands. I heard so many stories of people that was just where I was at that moment. And at that moment, I had a negative bank account. At that moment, I had my credit card was pretty much maxed out. I was juggling credit cards, trying to pay things off. At that moment, I didn't have any furniture. I had IKEA furniture in my apartment at that moment. I was behind on child support at that moment. I couldn't pay my rent on time. Every rent check, man, it was stressful. Every car payment was stressful. The car broke down. I didn't have any shocks, so when I would drive it, it was just uncomfortable. I was going through it. But they were telling me stories about how they were exactly where I was. Like they used to be. Like in the past, they were telling me about stories, and I could relate to those stories. And they said, well, we just kept going, Wes. I did this. I just realized that, listen, I was going through hell. I was suffering a bit. But I thought about it like this, Wes. I'm meeting this other guy. I think it was by the pool in San Diego. He says, I think about it like this, Wes. He said, yeah, maybe you're suffering now, but you're only going to suffer for a short time. But imagine suffering for 30 and 40 and 50 years working for people. Imagine suffering for 50 years doing something that you don't want to do, working for people you don't want to work for, going to places you don't want to go to, flying in coach, staying at 2-star hotels, always taking a Carnival cruise, going to Mexico and Jamaica. Like imagine life like that. Like imagine somebody telling you what you got to do every single day of your life. Imagine driving in traffic every single day of your life. Imagine not being able to put your kids in the proper schools. Imagine not being able to take care of your kids properly. Just imagine just being stressed about money for the next 40, 50 years, which is the number one cause of disease and health debilitations and broken marriages. He said, that's how I thought about it. So before I made my first million, I thought about it like that. And I said, fuck it, I can't quit. Because what if it takes me a year, 2 years, 3 years to figure this out? But that's better than 40 and 50 years of misery and stress and taking antidepressants and drinking alcohol and taking drugs and trying to pacify my emotional pain. And I was like, eesh. I said, I needed that, man. Like I swear to God, I told him, I said, man, I needed that. How many of you needed to hear that as well? Because I didn't think about it that way. You know, because I just thought I was just suffering, right? But I didn't realize that I wasn't really, like, suffering is like 40 and 50 years of regretting not doing something that I could have done when I was younger. Like, suffering is waiting until I was 50 or 60 to finally, get my shit together. That's suffering. And I was just in my 30s. So it's like, well, let me thug it out, right? Let me just fight this battle. Let me fight this war. And let me figure this thing out. And let me tell you something, folks. When I flew back on that plane, and got back to Houston, Texas, my belief system changed. And this is the shift, by the way. See, the shift was just going to the seminar. That's all. It was just going to the event around the people. It's not about what the people were saying in the actual event itself. It was the people that I was meeting at the event that were doing very well. Because, see, I was at my house behind a computer trying to figure out how to make money. I'm still hanging around friends and family, still having conversation with these people. And with these people, unfortunately, you have to continue to convince them why you're doing what you're doing because they don't get it. Some of them are happy for you. Some of them are fake happy for you. They were like, okay, all right, you're going to make $1 million. Okay, we hear you, Wes. You got to deal with that condescending tone. You got to deal with that talk. And I get it. But my belief system changed. And when I came back to Houston, Texas, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I did here. I'm going to give you another tip here. I just disconnected and I separated myself from everybody. I disconnected and I separated myself from everybody. Hit the like button if you've already done that. Hit the like button right now if you've already deleted numbers from people that no longer serve you. Hit the like button right now if you've already erased text messages and blocked people that just don't serve you. Which means they don't add any value to your life. How many of you have deleted people? Like, hit the like button right now a few times if you have already pre-screened people and say, you know what? You no longer serve me. You're done. You're out. You deleted and blocked these people's numbers. Hit the like button if you just don't talk to certain people. It was certain people in your life that you would have 5-minute, maybe 50-minute conversations with. Now you have a 1-minute conversation with these people. How many of you hit the like button right now if you just made a decision that you no longer are going to tolerate anybody that complains about their life, about their business, about their kids, about their jobs, about their schooling, about anything? Anybody that complains, you don't want to hear it. How many of you are like that now? Okay? How many of you have decided to be a protector of your time and a protector of your mental state? Well, that's exactly what I did. Okay? And a few years later, I made $1 million in a month, not a year. Like, my first introduction to $1 million happened in 30 days, actually 47 days. I have a product that talks all about this, Overnight Millionaire. I made $1 million cash in the bank account in 47 days. Just by changing my belief system. How? Just by going to a freaking seminar, a freaking event. Surrounded around people that eventually will be business partners and be affiliates for me. I had to meet people to let them know that I existed. That's what I want you to understand. And some of you may say, well, I already done that. Okay. So what does that mean? You already done that, which is a presupposition that you're telling me that, well, I already done that, Wes. That didn't work. You know what? Anybody that, and listen, I'm not picking on you, young lady, but when you say already done that, that means that you've done it and it didn't work in your head. And you know what I know about a person like that? Listen, you went to the event, you met some people, but you still have the same belief system. Okay? Because you came back home, you still talk to mama, still talk to daddy, still talk to your friend, still talk to your best friend, your girlfriend, whatever friend, and you didn't change. Does that make sense? It didn't change. Anybody that says, I already done that, Wes. I read a ton of books. People ask me, what book should I read? Think you're, I read that book. But you're still broke. You're still average. You still got a job. You still haven't achieved any dreams worthwhile. What are you talking about? Hey, listen. Listen up. The mental shift is you have to put yourself around the people that have the belief system that you want. And if you have done that and you still don't have the belief system, then you need to continue to put yourself around the people that have the belief system that you want. Does that make sense? See, many of you go back and forth. You get around the people who are doing very well, and then you go back to your comfort zone. And you know what your comfort zone is? Pooky and Ray. Like, I don't even know you, and I know you do it. Like, I know you spend time with Pooky and Ray. Don't lie to me. Because see, the thing is, you think your friends are not Pooky and Ray, but they are. Your friends, they are Pooky and Ray. Your family, Pooky and Ray. Okay? Who is Pooky and Ray? But anybody that is not achieving the level of dreams that you're trying to achieve. Okay? That's it. Pooky and Ray are people that's talking about being rich. That's Pooky and Ray, but they're not rich. Still Pooky and Ray. Pooky and Ray are the people that complain. I don't care if they complain just a little bit. That's Pooky and Ray. Oh, it's taking too long. I've been doing this for years. I read all these books. I've been to all these seminars. That is Pooky and Ray. Oh, I put my money into that thing and it didn't work. I got scammed. Pooky and Ray. Now I want you to reevaluate your friends now. Reevaluate your family now. Okay? What I did, I went to the little event, but I went back to the $1,000 mastermind per month because I was around people that were succeeding. Everybody in that group, by the way, was making they was making 10 times more money than me in that group. I was the poor man in that group. Many of you are the rich person in your group, and you poor compared to me. Many of you are around people who are inferior to you. You feel superior over them. You're the person giving everybody advice. You're the person that enlightens people. You're the person that supposedly got their shit together because everybody else, they broken. And you're around broken people to make it feel like you're fixed. But I'm here to tell you that you're not. You're in a room that you just feel smarter than other people. You're in a room and you communicate better than these people. Maybe you work out, all your friends, they don't work out. You read books, your friends don't read books. You make more money at your job, they don't. You're around Pooky and Ray. Does that make sense? Okay? That's why you haven't made any shifts. Okay? See, because listen, there's a time and period where you're going to go through what I call the swamp. The swamp is the most horrific place a business owner or a person can be when they're trying to achieve something that only the 1% achieves. The 1% makes $1 million. 1% of people on the planet makes $1 million net worth. Okay? And the swamp is where you are. You're tired, you're exhausted, you have all these debilitating thoughts about what's going on, what's happening. I don't know. Should I do this? This is just so hard. I've tried this. I've tried that. You're in the swamp. Okay? But, and let me tell you, everybody got to go through, I've been through the swamp. It's normal. Okay? The swamp is when you feel that nothing is working, but you still got to pay bills. You still got to take care of the day-to-day. And you need money. And at the same time, you still got to build a skill to make the money. The swamp. Okay? But what helps you is when you attach yourself to a person that is not in the swamp. See, this is the person that's super positive, super optimistic. This is the person that can reframe you quickly. When you're complaining and bitching about your situation, say, listen, just do this. It's not over until you win. Do this. Have you tried this? Have you tried that? Have you tried this? You got to be around that person that's not in the swamp because they're already familiar. They've already been in the swamp. Like me, I've been in the swamp several times. I don't care. I swim in the swamp. I backstroke in the swamp. I can go under the swamp water. No problem. I can do laps in the swamp. It doesn't affect me any longer. It doesn't bother me. The smell is terrible. It feels yucky, but I don't care. I got immune to it because I understand if I make it through the swamp, I will eventually hit the land of paradise. Whew. And I know how that feels. That's that green grass. Those roses. That sunlight hitting your face. 73 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when it's perfect. So the point is that you must attach yourself to people who have the belief system that you're trying to adopt. Okay? That's it. You just don't have the belief system hasn't set in yet. See, that's why it's important to listen to Wesley Virgin's podcast. You know, whenever you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling down, listen to a podcast real quick. Say, well, let me get on Apple Podcasts. Let me type in Wesley Virgin. Let me see his big head. Let me listen to this man for a second. Because, see, what's failing you is not your skill level and not the lack of mentorship and not the books you're not reading. It's your mindset. It's just how you think. You know, every morning, you know what I listen to? Some mornings? As a Man Thinketh. I think everybody should listen to As a Man Thinketh. This is the foundational of our success. In my opinion, this is the foundation of all success. As a man thinketh. Because as a man think is who he or she eventually becomes. It's the foundation. It's the root cause of everything that's going to birth and transpire in your life. So I just listen to it over and over again sometimes. When I'm driving to the gym, I'm listening to As a Man Thinketh, As a Man Thinketh, As a Man Thinketh. Thoughts and character. That's the first chapter, by the way. Right? And like I'm driving it deeply into my brain, even though I've listened to it 1,000 times before, but I'm listening to it some more. Let's go. Give me more of it. So it's so wired unconsciously in my mind that I understand that whatever happens in the outside world, whatever happened externally, so what? Like what you're dealing with right now eventually will pass. It always does it not? Can I get an amen, please? What you're going through, hello? What you're going through or what you think you're going through. Some of you have exacerbated your problem. Oh my God, Wesley, you just don't get it. money this, and this happened to me, and this person died, and this person, and this, and now I got to move out, and now I got... Listen! Sometimes all you need to do is just shut up. Stop talking so much. Because the more you talk, now you feel worse. For no reason. Many of you are making your situations worse than they really is. We all do it. Okay? But I want you to stop it. If you need to listen to Wesley Virgin's podcast every morning, it's free, by the way, to put you and attach you to attach yourself to a belief system that works, do it. You don't have to be around me physically. You don't have to be around a millionaire or a successful person physically. You just got to hear it over and over and over and over and over again. If you have the opportunity to go to an event, go to the event just to meet the people and talk to the people and chat with the people. And then you're going to realize that what you're going through is not that serious, because then you'll hear a story of somebody else that almost died. Man, I met people who've almost died that made millions of dollars. I just couldn't pay my bills. This person was sitting up in the hospital because they were smoking drugs and almost OD'd and felt like God just turned their life around and they became a multimillionaire. I know people like this. They had addictions that they couldn't fight, that was ruining their life and their family's life. And they say God saved them, and then they made $1 million. And I'm complaining because I couldn't pay the bills, because I couldn't pay child support, because I had a bankruptcy on the credit. And this person was getting ready to lose their life. I've met people who were sleeping on the street. When I went to that seminar, let me tell you something. I could have had tears in my eyes because I heard stories that I was like, oh, damn. Oh, whoa. You was on the street? Imagine meeting a woman, 35 years old, sleeping on the street with her child. I met a woman like this when I went to San Diego 15 years ago. Her story was phenomenal. I was like, what? She said, it got so bad. I had an abusive husband. I had to take the kid, and we couldn't go into those little shelters, so we slept on the street for a couple of weeks. And now I'm making millions of dollars on the internet, Wes. I was like, damn. Oh. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, man, I don't know if I can go through that, man. I mean, at least I have a house. Like, I have a car. I can have AC. I have a bed. I'm eating ramen noodles, but at least I'm eating. All right. It just put things in perspective for me. I realized that, okay, all right, let me just be patient. Let me just keep working. It's not that bad, okay? It's not that bad. Like, it'd be very ridiculous for me, like today. Like, I'm in this beautiful penthouse. I have 8 cars. I've been to over 30 countries. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands. I've retired my parents. I've blessed my children. I've given them a pedestal or an opportunity to succeed greatly based off my knowledge and what I've done over the years. Like, how can I be upset and mad because I'm not making more money? How can I be mad and upset because if I'm doing something that's not working today, and I'm like, man, why is it not working, man? I don't know why not. Like, why would I even do that? Are you okay? Like, I have a chef that prepares my meals. I have 2 maids that clean my home every single day. What are you talking about? Let me show you something here. Like, how can I, Wesley Virgin, be discouraged or upset or mad when I have a view like this? Like, how? Like, it doesn't matter how bad it gets. How can I complain and cry and whine when I have Versace wallpaper on my walls right now? Like, think about it for a second. How can I ever, if I'm dealing with a challenge or a situation in business or in life, how can I be like, oh my God, my life, this person, this business, this video, this whatever. Like, I can't do it. It's impossible. Look at the vision boards. Look at those vision boards, folks. So, I want you to think about your experience. Like, think to yourself for a second, you know what? Like, is it really that bad? Ask yourself. Like, is it really that bad? It's not. Which gives you the opportunity to say, all right, it's not that bad. Let me just keep working. Let me think creatively. Let me find another solution to the issue, to the problem. Let me chunk my problems down a little bit. Let me solve one issue at a time. I can't pay all the bill collectors. Let me pay one first. Then I'll think about the other ones. Okay? I'm a salesperson. I talk on the phone every day. Okay, let me chunk it down. Let me go find some people on the internet that do very well when it comes to sales. Let me see what I'm not doing. Let me see how I can be better. Let me use what I have to be better. Okay? I love all of you. If you got any value, comment the word value below. Hit the like and share button if you feel that you would like to share this to anybody. Listen, I have so much love for all of you, and I love you to life. And it's not that I don't want, like, I'm not going to say, I want you to make it. You are making it. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, I want you to make it. I want you to, no, you are making it. You are, you just don't see it. You are doing well. I tell my team this all the time. I say, listen, we are doing well. You just don't see it. If you think that we're not, you just need to open your eye. We're doing well. One day you're going to say, oh my God, Wes, you right. Why was I thinking that way? Because you're already doing well. The issue is you're like a whiny, crying baby because you're dealing with something that seems to be difficult. But this is just the game of life. And if you want to play the game of life and you want to avoid the things that are difficult, you might as well, listen, then stay in your bed all day. I don't know what to tell you. But if you're going to play this game called life, you're going to deal with challenges, tribulations, trials, adversities, problems, people, lack of money, lack of resources. I mean, it's going to happen. So what? I love you. This is Wesley, $1 Billion Virgin. Much love, and let's go.